So these are techniques that you can use to increase your mindfulness. You would have gotten an email of how you did on that mindfulness assessment. And you should know that mindfulness is a protection against test anxiety. So the more mindful you are, the less test anxiety you're going to have. And mindfulness is defined in this test as being having certain components. So there might be, if you look at your results that you were emailed, there are probably areas of this where you could stand some work. So you could stand some work on observing. Maybe you're not focused on what's going on around you, or maybe you could focus on description. Maybe you are not noticing the details of what's going on the test. Maybe you're acting with awareness, maybe you're not. Maybe you're noticing things, but then you're making judgments about them that are that make you more stressed out. Maybe you're being reactive and getting super stressed by certain things. These are all things that affect your ability to be stressed out or to deal with stress on a test. And if you, as you, I had you do this mindfulness test, and I want you to practice on some strategy to reduce your stress, like meditation. As you practice meditation, you're going to get better and better at it. And I want you to take this test later on and see how far you've come. If you've improved your mindfulness, you should be able to handle the stress of the test much better and use it to kind of perform better, like an elite athlete during the test. Okay. One of the things that is on the mindfulness test that I wanted to discuss has to do with mistaken beliefs. And sometimes, people will make statements about themselves that are kind of mean. I don't know if you do it to yourself. I've heard a lot of people who are just like, "Oh, I'm not studying. I'm just stupid," or I need to work harder. And they, instead of saying, "Look, I'm stressed out and I'm doing the best I can," sometimes we're a lot kinder to other people than we are to ourselves. So if you find you're one of those people who kind of will beat yourself up in your mind when you're trying to study, that can really make you even more anxious. So one technique you can use is a mistaken belief correction. So what you do is you write down a statement you have about studying. So for example, if you're on the test, you might be thinking to yourself, "I'm drawing a blank. I'll never get the answer. I must really be stupid." So that might be going through your head and you're kind of panicking during the test. So this thought correction is a technique you can do where you just kind of think it through, and you identify and disarm the negative thoughts. You evaluate the rationality of each thought, and then you replace the negative thoughts with reasonable, logical affirmations. And it's funny because sometimes we can get in this loop where we just beat ourselves up. And this is a very good technique you can use to help with that. So, for example, you might think to yourself, "Actually, I've missed questions on things that I've studied and known before. This has happened before." And you come up with a replacement statement. So, "I've studied this. I know it. I'll visualize where it's written in my notes to help trigger my memory." So the thing is that you evaluate each statement logically that you're thinking. You could even write it down and then just say, "Oh, this one's not logical. This one's not logical." Just cross it out, replace it with another statement, and then say it to yourself. And that can help you because it's sometimes the things we think that kind of drive our test anxiety are not logical.